Hi, it's Jennifer with Jennifer at Home. I'm so glad you're here today to join me to bake some homemade stuffing and dressing. This recipe is so easy and only takes just a few minutes and only a few ingredients. Let me show you just how easy it is to make this. The only things we're going to need to make this stuffing or dressing are just some dry breadcrumbs. My bread was very fresh, so I toasted it in the oven after I tore it into pieces, or you could leave it sit out to get crunchy. I'm going to need chicken broth. I'm going to need some freshly ground pepper or regular pepper, and some onion, some salt, and I'm going to season mine with ground sage. We really like sauteed onion in our dressing, and I've got some butter in here, about 2 tablespoons, and this way the butter will blend in and the onions will be nice and soft. We don't want hard, crispy onions in our dressing. We like them to be soft and sauteed in butter. You could also saute mushrooms or add anything else to this stuffing you would like. I'm just sauteing the onions until they're nice and translucent. Now I'll let them cool before I mix them in with the other ingredients. Now that the onions and butter have started to cool down, we can start adding all of the ingredients. I'm going to add the onions and butter. We really love pepper, so I added quite a bit of fresh ground pepper. I'm going to start adding in some of the sage, ground sage. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, just a nice sprinkle. And the best part about this recipe is you can't mess it up. I just keep adding things to just put the amount that I really like. I'm going to go ahead and a little bit at a time, I'm going to add some of the chicken broth. And then I'm going to stir it and see how soft and moist the bread is. I'm going to just keep adding a little bit at a time until the bread is moist but not soggy. Once the bread is nicely moistened, I'm going to add some more sage. We really love ground sage in our dressing, so I'm going to add some more and then I'll mix that in. We're going to be putting ours in a greased casserole dish to bake. You could also put this inside the turkey right before you bake the turkey, but make sure if you put it in, don't pack it in too tightly. Make sure you put it in there loosely so that it bakes and cooks evenly in there. Now that I have everything mixed together, I've put this in a greased casserole dish. Before you get to this point, while it's still in the big bowl, you could always add pre-cooked ground sausage or mushrooms or giblets, any of those type of things that you'd like to add. This is the time before you bake it. I'm going to put this in a preheated oven at 350. And here's how the dressing turned out. I really appreciate you being here today. I would love for you to subscribe and hit the bell and also the like button. And don't forget, be sure to let me know in the comments below if your family calls this stuffing or dressing. I hope to see you next time.